I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Spy Family, Season 2, Episode 11. Last episode, our trip ended. We're back home. Bittersweet feelings.
Definitely.
I really enjoyed the cruise ship arc, mini arc,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I feel like it's an arc for
an arc.
Spy Family. You know,
but
other
also
shows...
like a ship.
Yeah.
Arc.
Other shows, we have, like, arcs in a season or half a season. But for Spy
like
Family,
Vinland
with the
Saga.
situation changing so often, like every episode, a 2-episode, like a double parter is its own arc. So I'd go as far to say the cruise ship arc was the biggest arc of Spy Family. Yeah. And I enjoyed
I'm just
it.
like really stuck on the boat jokes still. I'll have to get over it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, that was Spy Family, Season 2, Episode 11.
This episode was made for a true romantic.
Yeah.
As myself.
I absolutely adored it. There's, this is a bit off topic, but when Dragon Ball Super was airing, there was a really weird, fan reaction to a kid being in love or like infatuated with like a more adult character, being like very like uncomfortable by it. But I think
the fan was uncomfortable by it.
Yeah, like fans were uncomfortable by like that, like but I think that well, I know that it was a lot more complex about like age and stuff and what was actually going on because it was like an adult in the kid's body, so it wasn't purely like genuine innocence.
So that of course would make people uncomfortable.
But in this situation, it was so fucking funny. Like I think the thing that really like sold it for me was Yor's involvement. I was like, oh my god, I'm loving this. It was I hated when Becky was like, this is the sexiest thing ever, and like pulled her like hair out, you know. But everything in regarding Yor's response to it was perfect. It was like her. I don't know. I loved Yor this episode.
I think
it was fantastic.
I agree with that. I think Anya and her role in it also played a part in making it much more enjoyable, not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was funnier.
Chefs.
It was it's like Anya's role there was to make sure there was a highlighted innocence factor to
definitely.
The whole scenario, even more so, just because like it's like she's playing, like I'm cheering on this other girl's gonna become my new mom.
But
like there's
it's
funny,
also all based in
it.
like a fucking romance show that Becky's watching, and she's trying to utilize these like otherworldly techniques that she doesn't understand. Like Becky is a kid and doesn't understand that you can't get drunk from tea, and that lack of like real world experience is what makes it so like cute, endearing.
I don't think it mattered what she was drinking.
Yeah.
I think she could have been drinking water.
Anything.
And then just have tried this because she's like, oh, if I act like I'm drunk right now, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cute.
It's so innocent, and I adore it.
I feel like in terms of like children in this show,
I
relate to Becky the most in terms of what I was probably like as a child, because I've always been like a hopeless romantic, imagination, just...
Becky's my favorite child character in the series.
Little precocious.
Yeah. I love Becky, but I feel bad for Bond. Anya just wanted Bond to get, like, some love and acknowledgement, and Bond just wanted some love and acknowledgement. And imagine, like, you're introduced to your friend's dog, and the dog's, like, wagging its tail and coming up to you, and you're just, like... you turn your back on it.
You know what, that was kind of relatable in terms of like, I don't know if you ever had like, when you had people come over to your house when you were a kid, it was like this really exciting event. you wanted to show them your toys, you wanted to show them your room, you wanted them to like eat something, like your mom would make something that you loved, or you'd order out food and you'd want them to like, oh wow, I had such a great time at your house. And so if they were like ignoring all the things that you wanted to show them, or not paying attention to your favorite toys or the show that you wanted to watch or show them, that was just so relatable. Anya was like, my friend came over to my house. I want to show her all of my things. I want her to love it here.
Yeah.
Look at my dog. Isn't he cute?
Did you have experiences like that growing up?
Yes.
I did not. I feel like people would come to my house, but it would be the same people, and it wasn't like, ooh, look at this. It was more like, oh, we came to your house because we could get away with more shit and order anything, like just eat pizza and like play video games and stay up late and go out and like just walk around in the middle of the night, like just do that kind of stuff.
And I'm imagining myself as Becky standing on the hearth next to in front of the fireplace, because I'm like a foot above everyone else, and being like, listen to me sing.
Oh god.
And then my mom's gonna bake you cookies.
See, I don't think Becky's a theater kid though. Becky doesn't give me theater kid.
But she is precocious and adorable, and
I love that she has a picture of the spy family in her house. It's amazing. Family. God. In terms of like becoming Yor's apprentice, like there's like the naivety of Yor that makes me like not actually wish, but like Becky somehow recruited into Garden because like Yor is taking the apprentice too seriously, and it's like, oh, I need to be a good apprentice, so I'm gonna teach her everything that was taught to me. The
two women
acute alcohol poisoning.
In this episode, two women were either reminded and or getting their first example of why they can't touch Yor Briar in strength and her ability to be the perfect wife for Lloyd, and he's undoubtedly so in love by his tiny beady eyes.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was so funny.
This whole episode was a literal joy for me.
The beady eyes of Lloyd and like the silence with it was
and she
hilarious.
Was like, he's staring so intently at her. And then in that same scene, one of my favorite lines of the episode was, your heart is as vast as the sky and you're stronger than the earth itself. And I was like, that is Yor.
I love that line, but I have to say, like, we were given a lot of like original Becky content this episode, right? For Fiona's part, I'd say 50% of it was stills, no animation, showing what she was doing, but then reusing stills from what Lloyd was doing. Yet, I think I might have liked it just as much, if not more, than the Becky parts. Because I think I'm obsessed with Fiona. Like that last season.
She was standing on was it an alligator or a crocodile? I didn't pay attention too much to differentiate there which one it was.
The tennis episodes last season was a great arc. It was phenomenal. But the best part of it was her showdown with no court in sight with Yor, and the idea of her going to train in the mountains, and now we got to see bits of it. I adored it. I love Fiona. So I don't know who the person who was watching her was. I hope that she isn't becoming like too tired that other people are like able to, track her or like get an edge on her or find out who she is.
If we say that Lloyd is the top spy, Twilight is the top spy, it does worry me, especially with seeing such high stakes of life and death with the Lorelai and Yor and Garden. It does worry me that we're seeing this kind of overcompensation and maybe lack of regard that Fiona has for herself in taking over all of these tasks to prove herself to Lloyd. It's probably just a bit, and she's probably just a character that's supposed to be there as both a badass but also like in love with Lloyd, and that is her position and not one that would like come to harm.
Yeah.
But it is a little worrisome because once you're that tired and you're taking on that much work, and we even get lines about, not wanting to overwork the other spies while Twilight's gone. And, if they're overworked, they might, be more susceptible to messing up on their missions or getting in trouble.
It's funny because, like, in an ideal world, like, I feel like in this world, the idea of both the parents for this mission being spies and on the same page would be the plan. But I think having Yor, or a person like Yor, let's say that Yor didn't even have any assassin powers, right? Like, just somebody who is, like, as lovable and innocent and charismatic as Yor is in her own way, I feel like that's the better plan. That's the better
more
play.
Believable.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, like, yes, both of these characters are maybe like, oh no, what if people can tell we're in a pretend marriage or that this is fake? But having the two spies together, having Fiona and Lloyd together, people would be like, they're oddly cold.
Yeah.
And if we think back to when Anya got accepted into school, it was both like Yor's reactions and actions there, but also Lloyd's there, that I think really made them feel more like they cared about each other. The defensiveness, those feelings of, oh, does Anya prefer her, or like her birth mother over Yor? All of that energy that was there, it would have been drastically different if it was Fiona and Lloyd.
I have two more things. One, I really loved that Yor, like, remembered the thing that we were told that she might have forgot, and then, like, from my memory, that night with Lloyd, when Lloyd was complimenting her, it was, like, given to us as Yor might have forgotten this, but then everything was repeated the next morning. But I loved her, like, it wasn't even about the information for me that meant that moment to me for Lloyd and Yor, and I really liked Yor recalling that this episode, and I don't know, it just made me feel good. And Lloyd's loungewear and casual wear is my favorite version of Lloyd.
Cardigan,
it's hair, phenomenal. The hair is what does it for me.
It was so good. I was like, Becky, I understand you.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right. You good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.